Hey everybody, it is Margaret, Texas Gal Treasures. Let me fix this real fast. And welcome to Sunday. Hello everybody. It is Sunday where I talk about the goals for the week and sometimes have some sort of just updates about motivational things, what's going on, and how it can tie in and maybe make a connection. And I don't know. Anyway, happy Father's Day before I get started to all the fathers out there, grandfathers, surrogate fathers, stepfathers, anyone acting like father. So anyway, happy Father's Day, everybody out there. And hello in the chat. Hi, Turtle Trader. How's it going? Hello, Andrew. Yeah, so how's everybody doing today? Things are looking really good in my world. So I uploaded my ride along from Friday. I did another one on Saturday, which I'll upload later. But I've just been feeling really positive again lately, and it's a nice return to what I like to think of as the norm, but it's been a while, so I'm happy that things are improving in my life. And I always try to stay just real, I just, it's better to stay real and just share, like, this is what's really going on. It's not always sunshine and roses, you know what I mean? But yeah, right now things are looking up. Things are getting better, so that's good. And I'll talk more about that in a minute and what I think is contributing to that. And because I'm human and we're all human, right? And so in life there's ups and downs, and that's just life, right? So let me come say hello to everybody who's here live. If you're here later and you're interested in catching me live, usually I'm live 1 o'clock Central Time on Sundays for the updates and all that. But you can also hit the little bell next to the subscribe button, and it will give you an update for when I go live, or a notification or something. Excuse me. Hi, Turtle Trader and Andrew. Hello, Clearing Clutter for Clarity and Wendy. Hi, Lydia and Joni and Wendy. Yes, back to Bubbly. That's right. Hi, Rope and Reseller and Reverend Michelle. Hello, hello. Okay, so first off, there's a couple of things I wanted to talk about from recent videos that were just like, oh. I'm gonna uploaded the ride along video. I take, and I put a little thing on there, like a little thumbs up or a little subscribe button, and it's usually just like in the corner. It's like a little, thing that pops up. Well, I guess when I was editing, I didn't notice that I didn't fix one of those. And so like the whole video goes away and there's just like a big thumbs up like that in the middle of the video. And I was watching it back and I was like, oh. So apologies for that. I didn't mean to like just stick it in your face, right? Like that. I was so embarrassed, but it happens, Anyway, also in my ride along, I talk a little bit about my kids, and more about because we are always together, and it's awesome, right? But as a parent, when you are with your child 24/7 or your children, and you need that little bit of a break. So I wasn't disparaging my kids, but they've been really clingy, and I honestly, I love my children, and it doesn't normally bother me, but it was just like I was trying to get out the door, and it was just like, no, mommy. Yeah, so I was just like, I need a break, and yeah, so maybe it came across as me disparaging, like, oh, my kids. No, I just needed a break. That's all. I love my children. I cherish them. But when you're with your kids 24/7, you're just like, okay, can daddy put you to bed tonight? It's cool, right? It's okay. And I know they won't always be there and want to like have me, they won't always walk me to the gates, and they won't always, want me to tuck them in every single night. And I know it. It's life. It's normal, right? Anyway, yeah, so let's see. A few more friends have jumped in. Love them anyway. Hello, hello. Wendy, I think I said hi. I can't remember. Hello. Okay. Oh, hey, Tracy HB Picker's there too. And Dr. Doodle Doo. Hello. Yes, go phone your dad. That's awesome. So yeah, we took my dad out yesterday. We went to Outback, and it was good. I haven't been there in a long time. So we like to go not on the day of, because it's so crazy, when it's the day of the, Mother's Day, Father's Day, whatever. And then today what do we do? I mean, we gave Randy his presents yesterday in case he wanted to use them today. So that's what we did. And then the other video I wanted to talk a bit about was my jewelry haul from yesterday. And I was trying something new. I decided, because I had so much, that I was going to like do my fancy camera angle like I did when I was testing the jewelry. I don't think it worked out so well. I got so many comments like, it's really hard to see. It's better when you hold it up to the camera. And so it's okay. I can, sorry, my kids are in their room and I think they're banging on the wall. So yeah, it didn't work out as well as I was hoping, and that's okay. As I like to say, well, as I like to quote rather, there's a little girl in Mikey's kindergarten class. I will never forget this, and every time I try something new or I encourage the boys to try something new, this little girl's voice pops into my head. So I'd come to eat lunch with him one Friday, and they were in the line with their little trays, and her name is Darian. And so Darian gets the like spinach. It's like boiled spinach, right? And it looks and smells disgusting. And even as an adult, I'm just like, whoa, and I like spinach, don't get me wrong. I'm not disparaging spinach, anyway. The little girl gets it, and Mikey, I don't say anything because I'm a grown-up, right? Mikey's like, bleh! And she just looks at him, just straight face. She goes, it's good to try new things. So ever since then, whenever I do something, I'm like, okay, that didn't work out, but it's good to try new things. So yeah, I was like, man, she's awesome. So now I remember what Darian said. It's good to try new things. All right. Yes, they are always busy the day of. Yes. Hey, Nevada. Hello. And hello, Gabby. Okay, so those are those things. So in tying into that good to try new things bit, I wanted to talk a bit about my return to optimism, because as you guys know, I mean, it's no secret, right? Things have been pretty rough in my world for a couple months, and but again, staying true to myself, it just, it's life. We have our ups, we have our downs, we have bumpy times, and I would be disingenuous if I was just pretending to be happy all the time and trying to fake you. I mean, you would know, right? So it was hard to stay optimistic, during the rough patches, but just continuing to try. I mean, my thing is like, you're the one that you have to go to bed with yourself at night and feel like, what's the right thing? Where am I spending my time? I'll get more into that in a minute. But before I do, okay, if you guys don't listen to TED Talks, and there's a bazillion of them out there, you can get it online, or you can get, if you have the Alexa like Echo thing, and you say, Alexa, play the TED Radio Hour. And basically it's TED Talks, and they've condensed them into a theme or whatever. So this one I started listening to earlier was all about the fear of rejection. And oh my gosh, you guys, I just had to share this because it's so funny. And a lot of people have this fear of rejection. And I think that probably starting out on YouTube, I had a big fear of rejection as well. I'm going to screen share this guy. So basically this guy, I'm going to give you a little recap of a teensy bit. Yes, Clearing Clutter for Clarity. You can get the app on your phone. And I think they even have kid ones. And there's different apps. Like if you're just interested in the science ones, you're just interested in the entertainment ones, there's like all these different ones you can get. But this one, this guy, he's this Chinese guy named Jia. I think I'm pronouncing his name right. So when he was 6 years old, he had a really embarrassing moment happen that, instilled this fear of rejection in him. And so fast forward to him, about to have a baby, married, and his wife is like, you haven't done anything that your dreams, and you are going to blame us someday. You need to start, doing what you've been wanting to do for your whole life. So he realizes that his fear of rejection is what's holding him back. And he creates this 100 days of rejection project for himself, where he goes out and puts himself in situations to get rejected every single day for 100 days. And he records it. And so the first day he has to ask a stranger if he can have $100. And the next day he has to has to ask for a burger refill at a restaurant. So I'm going to screen share just his website, because he has a thing where if you want to do it, he has a list you can, and then if you want to see each one of them, you can click on the links and it'll take you to his his YouTube. So let me share that real quick. I see some chat, and I'll jump in the chat real fast again in a second. But I wanted to show you. So when you go look for him, you'll see it. Here it is. Oopsies, I grabbed the wrong thing. Zhao Zhang is his name. So what I learned from my 100 Days of Rejection, and that's on TED.com. And then, so this is one of them. So here's his rejection therapy website. So here you can click on him, and you can see, that's number 87, something about jump off a building, rejecting my fear. And so, yeah, I wouldn't do that. It seems like a really bad idea. So you can download his list. Anyway, so funny, right? That was me searching rejection guy. Where did I go? There I am. Okay. So yeah, TED stands for Technology, Entertainment, and Design. And actually, when we did our Chatterbooks, when we were still keeping up with that, again, it's good to try new things. I know there were only 4 episodes that ended up coming out, but we still have a Facebook group that we might do some more later. It's just hard to keep up with everything. But anyway, one of our authors had done a TED Talk, and I think her name was Sharon. Oh, I can't think of her last name. So let's see, I'm looking in the chat. Tracy says, not me. It doesn't matter to me if anyone on this earth rejects me as long as God accepts me. There you go. Yes. Okay. I guess being rejected would make you stronger. Anyway, the way he talks about it is so funny. And I mean, you can see from the way he describes himself that he really just, he says he still has a fear of rejection, but he's come to realize that it's, he can be friends with it and learn from it and all this. Hi, Spill the Wine. How's it going? So it was really interesting, and I need to go back and listen to his full TED Talk, because I just got excerpts of it from the TED Radio Hour, but it was really, I don't know, it just really spoke to me and made me laugh and made me happy. So, okay, so I'm going to jump into my topic about returning optimism, and then, here we go. And then I'll talk about the channel updates and all the stuff that's been going on. That was condensation. Okay, so I have notes to myself, just because so basically, things were rough, as you may well know, and now they're getting better because you stick through it and you stay true to yourself, and things will start getting better, hopefully. And I'm looking at my notes again. So yeah, basically, it's easy. It seems like, to stay true to yourself when times are really easy, and when times are tough, it does feel harder, and criticisms and things like that may be more painful, and it may be harder this is for me, harder to say, no, that's not who I am. That's, your people, or I'll get to it in a second, but sometimes it's not even an external person saying, you're being this, you're being that. Sometimes it's your fear of what people are thinking, or your fear of what you think people are saying about you, if you're going through a hard time, or if you're not, your normal, bubbly, happy self, or just, if you're going through a tough time. I mean, that fear of what people are saying, or if they are actually saying it, makes it really hard. And yeah, to not just stand up for yourself, but to maintain your feeling of self-worth. And so it's kind of hard for me to put into words, but just pushing through that and pushing past that and feeling empowered, just to say, no, you were wrong. That's not me. That's not what my intentions are. That's not what's going on here. I feel like I'm being super vague with you, because I am. But I mean, I think maybe you get what I'm saying. It's a lot easier when things are happy and you feel good about yourself to say, no, but when you're down, it's harder. Yeah. It's easier to believe poorly in yourself, So I'm going along with that, I put in there, it's okay to make mistakes, right? So for example, it's okay to make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Like, nobody knows everything. Nobody can make all the perfect choices every single time. You know what I mean? And it's okay. And whether it's an external person telling you that it's not okay, or it's your inside of you, your fear of that people are saying this behind your back or whatever, or just like, oh, I bet people are going to think I'm such a flake. Like, no, it's okay, right? So for example, pardon me, I don't know what's going on there, but spell it out, we can handle it. That's the thing. There's nothing really to spell out. It's just sort of a overarching everything that's been happening over the last couple months. The theme of just me being down with things that have been going on at home and things that have been going on online, and just trying to get my feet underneath me again. You know, I'm like, no, put my feet down, and no, this is who I am, right? Sorry, I'm wobbling the table a little bit. So, hey, Polishek, how's it going? So example, here's an example. It's okay to make mistakes. I wanted to create a community for, like the jewelry thing. I'll talk more about that in a minute. And so in the beginning, I didn't want to disrupt the group as it was. And so I was trying to take my idea to Patreon. And so I tried something new. Now, it did not end up working out the way I was wanting it to, which is okay. It didn't end up being the platform or the place where that could happen, and that's okay. And so, I mean, this is one of my mistakes. And I'm just, again, like, everybody, you got to put yourself out there and try. Like, if you've got an idea or a dream or something that you're trying to accomplish, don't let what other people say or your fear of what people are going to say stop you from trying. So this was something I wanted to do, and so I tried it here, and it didn't end up being what I was envisioning. So I went back, and I couldn't. And then again, you can't make everybody happy, but you have to stay true to yourself and live your life, right? So it didn't work out. And so so it's okay to try new things, and when they don't work out, you say, well, that didn't go the way I thought, but I learned from it, right? Not only do you learn from it, but you see either like, hey, people aren't as upset about this as I thought they would be. When I say, oh, the whole Patreon thing didn't work out, most people were just like, it's cool. You tried something new, it didn't work out, no big deal. And then what do? Oh, now do I give up and say, oh, forget it, didn't work out, I'm done with wanting to put this into practice, okay? No, right? Then you're like, okay, that didn't work, what's the next, how can I do this? And I know I'm using the jewelry thing as an example, but for anybody, right? I would never encourage my children to give up just because one of their ways that they were trying to accomplish something didn't work out, and so it's just like, no, you've got to do what's, in your heart and go with it, right? And just, if you fall down, you get up and you try again. And if that doesn't work, you just figure it out, right? And the people that matter will be there, and they'll understand, and they'll see like, oh yeah, maybe we don't see right away what you're trying to accomplish, but we believe in you. Maybe you'll get there, maybe you won't, but whatever. So okay, I'm going to go into the chat in just a second, but I'm looking at my list again, so because if I get off track, you start again. If you have an idea of what you're trying to achieve or something you want to accomplish, don't give up. Don't be afraid to try just because there are people trying to push you down or make you feel less than or not worthy of success or of what you're trying to do. And if there is a person, because frequently there's not. Frequently it's just in your head or in my head, not in a like schizophrenic way, but just like your fear of what you think people might be saying, or your fear of like, what are people going to say? What are they, like this, oh gosh, and you just have to get to that point. And honest to goodness, like, this has been something that I have struggled with for a while. And Jason, who is a good friend of mine, Jason T. Smith, has been real good with just saying, Margaret, who cares? It sounds, it's not, he doesn't say it mean like that. Margaret, who cares? The only people that matter, are the people that care about you and the people living under your roof, right? Your family. If you've got a dream, if you've got something you're trying to accomplish, who cares if somebody on the interweb and behind a fake name is saying nasty stuff about you? You've got your family and they're happy with what you're doing and they're proud of you, and that's what matters. Like, you're right. I can't tell you how many. Okay, I can't tell you. He's probably given me this speech a few times. So, so yeah, it's just, yes. So, again, there's not always a negative person there. As far as he goes, somebody created a whole hate group for him, so they've got a whole I hate Jason T. Smith Facebook group. But yeah, so for real for him, for me, probably not so much. But yeah, they don't have to sleep in your bed at night or live your life or walk, get in your car and drive down the street with you every day, and often it's in our imaginations, and a lot of times it doesn't even exist, or the thing you fear most is probably not even going to happen. So I guess it kind of ties into that rejection thing. Like, the thing that you're fearing most, it may not even happen. It turns out the guy doing the rejection stuff, 51 of the 100 days, the people gave him what he was asking for. So he was trying to get rejected 100 times, and then he didn't. More than half of the time, he didn't end up getting rejected. So it's like, a lot of times our own fear. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, about the hate group for Jason. I know, right? People have so much time on their hands. Okay, so let me jump into the chat, and I think for real, girl, if you've tried something and it didn't work, at least you gave it a shot. Yeah, exactly. It's good to try new things. I don't know if you were here when I was telling Darian's story about the spinach. The little girl, I'll tell it again real fast just for you. Little girl in the lunch line in front of Mikey got the spinach, the like steamed spinach or boiled spinach or something. And Mikey's like, ugh. And Darian just looks at him and goes, and then she's 5, right? She's like, it's good to try new things. So yeah, it's good to try new things. So yeah, and Nevada says, it's an important lesson for children to learn. They need to see that a failure isn't the end of the world, but rather a bigger part of the process. Totally. I mean, yeah. And I think it is, I don't know if it's ingrained in them or if it's a public school thing, or if just one of my boys has a real fear of failure. And I know he didn't get it from me. I mean, he apologizes a lot. And I'm like, dude, I'm not upset with you. Why are you saying sorry? It's not a big deal. Now we do this, or, we spilled something and sorry is it's not like you did it on purpose. What do? We clean it up, well, anyway, so I don't know if that's a school thing or what, or it was just ingrained or something. I don't know. Something happened, like the guy in the video with the rejection. Whew. And he had a good story for how his rejection thing started, so you'll have to watch it. Polish says, I'd rather work with somebody who makes 10,000 mistakes but wants to overcome them than somebody who's lazy and won't try new stuff. Yes. I mean, and see, that's one of the things when Rainey and I first got together. One of the things that really attracted me to him was that he was really driven to learn new things, to try new things, to just keep moving forward. He was always wanting to learn something new, try something new, whether or not it was, successful, but that whole mindset of just, keep trying, keep learning, keep going, keep doing, was really something that I admired. And then, if you make a mistake and you're one of those people that can say, I made a mistake, now let's try something to fix it. It takes, so much pressure off than if you've got a person you're dealing with that won't even admit they made a mistake, right? Or won't even admit that they're ever wrong. It's so much. I just can't imagine the amount of pressure that puts on a person, to feel like you can't make a mistake. And if you do, you could not admit it. You know what I mean? Just, no. I just, even thinking about being that way is like, feels like so, and apologies if you are, sorry. But try it. It's really, enlifting is not a word, but you know what I mean? And enlightening doesn't fit. So it's really, lifting to do that, and not, yeah, just say, yeah, I made a mistake. It's, yeah, clearing clutter for clarity. It's hard when we put ourselves out there on YouTube because there's always haters. I have friends and family who tell me that I should do what I want and not worry about what others say or think. Totally. And I can't think of your real name. I apologize. Clearing clutter for clarity. I know it. But this is what I tell my sister, because she's thinking about starting a YouTube channel for her beekeeping stuff. And she's like, what if people are mean to me? And I said, don't worry, they will be. You don't have to worry about it, because they will, I was like, I delete them. I used to just save them because it made me laugh. At first it really upset me. I would get like these mean comments or whatever, just personal stuff, or I hate your video, or so blah, 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 whatever. And then for a while there, they made me laugh. And so I would save them and like send them to my friends, like, look at this, and now it's just like, I just delete them, honestly. Yeah, because it happens. It does. And people feel like they have the anonymity behind some fake name that they can come and be nasty. And then nobody will know. But here's the thing. The interweb and social media is a really magical place where things just don't go away. And frequently people out their own selves in Facebook groups. And then somebody else comes and says, hey, Margaret, guess what? Remember that troll you had in that video and their username was blah, blah, blah? Well, here's a screenshot of this person saying, that was me, ha, ha, ha. Wasn't that so funny? So yeah, it's like, one, if you're going to do it, don't be, just stay anonymous, right? Don't go blabbing and bragging about how mean you were to me, because somebody's going to come and tell me. It's the internet. Yeah, there's no, there's some quote about secrets. You can't have a secret between two people unless one of them is dead, which is a horrible thing to say, but kind of true, I mean, Anyway, going forward, what guy with the rejection thing? Yeah. Okay, y'all came in maybe a bit after I was talking about it. So it was a TED Talk, and this guy's name is Zhang, and he Google rejection guy. I'm not joking. Google rejection guy, and he's got this rejection project. So amazing and really funny. And then it was also I was listening to the TED Radio Hour before the show. So if you have an Alexa or an Echo, just say, Alexa, play the TED Radio Hour. And then this one, last week was really good too. It was all about productivity or something like that, but it had, I don't know, lots of really productive and motivating people on it. It's a good show. It's really interesting stuff, right? Oh, hang on. I got to take a sip. My throat's getting dry. Wonder Woman. Okay. We cannot go down the road of woulda, coulda, shoulda. Yeah. The more mistakes you make, the more synapses you create in your brain and your thinking becomes more complex. It's hard to see how this works. Polishek says, yes. What was that? Oh, yay. Okay. Thanks, Alice, if you're watching. So For Real Girl says, kids need to realize that failure is just another chance to get a redo, but it's a social thing that kids and adults need to learn. It's okay to fail because a redo will be much better. I can't agree more. Absolutely. I mean, and I mean, if my kids get nothing else, just that, don't be afraid to keep trying, and there's going to be people who are going to be mean about it. There's going to be people who are going to say mean things. There's going to be people, and it might just be in your brain for now, but sometimes it will happen where people are kind of ugly to you about it. It's going to happen. I mean, when my kids talk about mean kids at school and things they say, I'm like, it doesn't go away. I hate to tell you this, guys. Yeah, they're being mean, but it's not going to go away. Guess what? That kid's going to grow up. They're going to be a mean kid. I said, I do qualify that people change, but even as adults, you will come across people that are hateful, who want to see you fail, who will do things to try to make you fail, who will try to undermine you. I mean, it doesn't go away. So it's like, let's learn about how to handle this. You can't control them. You can control you. And let's figure out what you can do in this situation. And violence is not always necessary. Anyway, yeah. Taryn, okay, thanks. Let's see. Okay, so I set up comments I set my comments to where they have to be approved by me because I've had some that really should not have been posted. And I have some friends who have done that too, there's a way you can tag words, like dirty words, where people can't type them, so it automatically goes to spam if they do that. And they had some trolls that were so creative and had so much time on their hands that they sat there and tried to come up with every other word, and apparently like wiener was still okay, and one other like they couldn't think of all of the words that or synonyms for all of the bad words to type in to say, because they had some really devoted trolls. Luckily most of mine, just when they see I don't give a dang, they go away. But these friends of mine have had some very devoted trolls. And yeah, anyway, yeah. I haven't set mine to do that yet. A lot of times YouTube automatically, pushes the ones that they see as spam out there. If you put a link in there, like even if you're trying to be helpful and you're like, here's a link to the thing you were talking about, I didn't delete it. Sometimes it goes straight to the spam folder and I don't see it right away. So I've had people say, oh, you deleted my thing. Like, no. If it has a link, automatically YouTube says spam, right? Like that. Linda's Rocky Mountain Finds. Yeah, some faceless troll on the internet is the last person who's going to make them feel bad. They're just sad people. It's so true. Rope and reseller. I tell my kids to be true to themselves and don't be mean. They're the most popular, but I think it's more freeing in the long run. I agree. And this is the thing that not only I learned this from actually one of my aunts and one of my cousins. I didn't hear this growing up, but I didn't have this problem either. She tells her daughter, when you're making friends with people at school, yeah, they may be being nice to you, but you need to make sure that the friends you're friends with are not only nice to you, but they're nice to other people. If you're friends with people that are being jerks to other people, it's only a matter of time before they turn on you. You know what I mean? It's only a matter of time before you're on the receiving end of that. Or you turn into that. One or the other, most people that troll have problems with reality. I totally agree. The only trolling I'm doing is fishing. Oh, my dad's going deep sea fishing tomorrow. I'm so excited for him. Yep. I've been out a couple times no, just the once, but out on a boat once but then deep sea. Yeah. Hey, Kat. I love when Alexa just listens to whoever her name is and start talking. You just started TED Talk on my, oh yeah. And that's happened on the TV too. I was listening to a late night show, talk show, and they said, Alexa, blah, blah, blah. And my Alexa started up too. Oh, adjective. Thank you, Polishek. Thank you. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Yes, thanks, Sassy Seller. And sometimes people say sad and sarcastic stuff because they're hungry, sad, tired, nervous. They don't mean that deep in the heart. Yeah, this is true. You kind of wonder, like, what has happened, and I don't know how we got off on this, but it's not always for real people saying mean things or trying to push you down. Sometimes it's just in what you are afraid of. But yes, this is true. Okay, let me move forward and pass the trolley stuff, because when you start talking about trolls, it's like they start coming out of the woodworks. They're like, you're talking about me, I can smell it. And then it gets worse. So yeah. Let's see. People that want me to fail motivates me harder to succeed. Yes. Yeah. You can set up filters. Yes. Okay. So one time I was watching a live show and they said $10 and my Xbox activated. What? That's cool. I didn't know Xboxes turned on by themselves. We don't have one, so I didn't know that. That's cool. Okay. So I have some notes. One, I got some messages or some comments rather, that I wasn't getting back to people sending me messages. And I have seen some messages so on my phone, right? Like I'll get these notifications that a message comes through, and then I can't find it after that because I can't remember, did it come on Google or YouTube or Facebook or Instagram? I didn't check Instagram because there was one I was looking for, or Twitter, and sometimes I don't see it again. and except for when it pops up on my like little message thing. And so I'm not ignoring you. So if I don't get back to you like right away, send me another message or just like poke me or something like that. If it's something you really, need me to see, because I felt bad because I do try to get back to everybody that messages me, and sometimes it just gets lost. And I'm not trying to be mean. It happens because I'm human. And then one more drink. Diet Dr. Pepper. So last week I talked about my setting up a new daily schedule because I'm really bad at switching gears, as we all know. So I set up a new daily schedule where like one day I'm really focusing all on merch stuff. The next day I'm focusing on the jewelry group and my website. The next day, YouTube, and then eBay and Etsy listings, getting that set up for the week. And it went really well this week. Now, okay, Amelia says, I emailed you, Margaret, and it didn't answer. I figure it got lost. Can you send it again? If you still have it in your sent folder file, like, just send it again. Sorry. So yeah, it went really well. On the day where I was focusing on my website and the jewelry group, I bit off more than I could chew, but that was my own fault. But other than that, it was going really well, and I did finish what I wanted to accomplish that day, so that was good. So I'm going to keep that pattern going this week because it worked right last week, and I felt really productive. The first couple of days of the week were tough because I want to get everything done all at once, and I just can't. And so I've made that analogy of the spinning plates last week, where you got all these plates, you're spinning on these poles, and you're trying to keep them all spinning. And for me, it's hard. And then, so there's that. It went really well, so I'm going to keep going with that. And as far as YouTube goes this week, I have Merch Talk tomorrow. I was just on the last Merch Minds episode, so that was really fun. If you're approved for merch, the last episode that came out of Merch Minds, which is on Yong's website, geekhustle.com, and it's also on iTunes. So it was fun hanging out with the guys. We were supposed to have the whole Merch Talk crew on, but personal stuff came up with the other guys, and so they couldn't do it. So it was just me defending myself, but I think I did okay. I think I took Young on and did all right. So that happened. I have some more of the merch breakdown videos. If you're again approved, I've uploaded 2 so far, where instead of doing a big long hour-long video, I'm taking smaller chunks. So it's just like, here's how I come up with ideas. Here's how I search for the trademarks. Here's how and where I look for images. Here's how I download the images and put them, you know what I mean? So just small chunks. And then, so that's continuing this week. I'll probably try to get a few more up. I did 2, so I'll try to get the next maybe 2 to 4 up this week, because I know a lot of people have been approved and are on fire to get going. So there's that. So Merch Talk again tomorrow with the guys, and I may still do another hour-long let's make a video of let's make a shirt, because it was fun. And guess what? I sold 2 already of that flamingo shirt, and it wasn't even the same one. Okay, and we were talking about that. I need to talk to Young about this, because he was just like, well, you're just uploading like all this stuff. Like, yeah, I am. We made this flamingo shirt. The one we decided, like, here's the best one. Now, if I was on the 10th tier or 25th tier, then I would choose that one. I would save the rest, choose that one, and put it up there. Now, the 2 that have sold, I think we ended up with like 6 or 7 at the end of different versions. The 2 that have sold were not the best one, and it was 2 different ones that sold. So if I had only chosen the one we decided was the prettiest, best, whatever shirt, the flamingo shirt, I wouldn't have had a sale. So but it's a totally different strategy if you're on a lower tier and you don't have as many slots to open. But save them all the versions you make, save them in a folder, and then when you're at a tier where you've got like 15 spots to upload every single day, you've got something. If you're stuck and you're like, oh no, as long as it's a decent design, not just junk or whatever, put it up there. Why not, right? Yeah, the 2 there were two of the ones that we didn't decide on that being the best. And I'll pull them up and show them later. How about that? I'll show them tomorrow on the merch talk, because I'll talk about it then. How about that? So if you're interested in seeing which two were the ones that sold, not the best one, yeah, come back tomorrow, 1 o'clock Central Time. So Amelia says, I'd love to see how a shirt was made. I have a merch account. Yeah, okay. So I'll probably do one of those again too. And this is another thing, like, where things change, right? You got to go where your passion is, and you've got to try new things. You know, my channel has evolved so much. You know, just the last year, I didn't do so much with merch on my channel, but it's the things I'm passionate about now. Right now, Gabby says, why don't you open a jewelry store? I need to, right? Or get busy listing more of it. Pardon me. But yeah, my channel has totally evolved. I'm not picking up the same kind of things I used to. I'm not making a lot of the same kind of videos. I'm way more jewelry focused, way more merch focused, but I feel really good about it. I feel like this is finally, I'm like getting to evolve into what where I am now. And it's like a journey. I mean, next year, who knows, right? I may be a tattoo artist. No, who knows now? But you never know, right? You just have to go where, you know, and go where your life takes you, and do what you want to do. So anyway, I've got some unboxings I need to do. I never finished my Sephora and Ipsy from last month, and I already got my new Sephora box for this month. So I probably, when I record my one for this month, I'll just tack on the end of last one, because the tornado warning came and I had to cut it short because I was recording it and I was in the middle of recording it, and then my phone went off and there was a tornado in the area and I had to go shelter, like hunker down in the bathroom with, anyway, duck and cover. So there, I needed, yeah, anyway, and I have some other unboxings and things to do. So, yeah. And then let's see. Turtle Trader says, Ed Sullivan Show with the plate spinning. I call it juggling life, dropping parts, picking them up. Yes, yes. Hi, Anna. The hiking shirt, let's hit the trail. No, I haven't sold any of those. You never know. But I did do some in a similar style with the like background kind of faded, because with that one I did the trees. But I did some other ones with the same style because I liked that and I hadn't done that before. And so I created some other shirts kind of similar, and then those have sold. So yeah. Gabby says, when you sell jewelry, do you make more money or do you lose money? I tend to make money. Yeah. I do. So, but I buy cheap, so it makes it easier. Let's see. So again, listing this week. I'm working on listings again, and I'm really motivated now because in our jewelry group, we are doing a weekly Pinterest party instead of every single day, but you can add to it every day. And this week it had to be a new listing. So, or, the newest listing you put out. So that was really cool. So it got me going again a little bit there. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the jewelry group. The link is down below if you're interested in finding out more. It's right under the 40 free Etsy listings. So if you want to find out more, the link to my website and the link to the sign up for the group is there. It's been a really amazing experience. Again, it's what I was hoping to set up with Patreon, and I'm able to do this now over here on Facebook. So we are still working on Amber this month. The first 2 weeks of the month, we focused on what is Amber, how the different styles, colors, identifying matte factors, and then last week it was all about the things that imitate or fakes or things like that. And so this week we're going to be focusing on testing it, making sure it's real, and if it isn't, like, what is it? So so that's coming, and I'm going to my mom's to test all her amber because she has a ton of amber. So, and I actually picked up a few pieces yesterday at that garage sale that are some fakes that we're going to get to test out, which we already know they're not real, but we're going to figure out, are they plastic? Are they lucite? What are they? We're going to find out. So that's going on, and then so there's just a lot of stuff going on. It's really awesome. You should join. There's my plug. But yeah, I do stuff in there every single day, something new, something fun, lots of team building, getting to know each other. It's a really great community. And it's only in its infancy, so I can't wait to see where it goes and everything. So that's pretty much it for the show. If you have any more questions in the chat, if you're live, come and yeah. So yeah, if you have any questions in the chat, definitely drop them in before we say bye. And that's pretty much it. So I'm going to be designing some more shirts today because I have some ideas that I want to get up. I think that's it. I think. Yes. Looking around as if I have something. All right. So go over there, guys. Hit that thumbs up button. Thanks so much. 43 viewers right now. I think we were up to 51 at one point. Thanks so much for coming live. Defracat just joined. Are you Alice? No, not Alice. Because Alice just joined a second ago. Anyway, so Defracat, what's your real name? I can't remember. Yes, I'm excited too. Yes, okay, great show. Thanks, everybody, and I will see you guys later. Yes, and Randy's having a great Father's Day. He's in there playing video games right now, so he's taken over the video game machine. Again, hit that thumbs up, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.